Hello and welcome to another exciting edition of Diaspora Network, where we showcase Nigerians making their country proud around the world. I'm Teniola Oyetayo. On today's program, we delve into the aerospace industry, showcasing the Nigerian engineers designing, planning and testing cutting-edge technology. We also have an insightful conversation with Seyi Onagoruwa, a chief engineer at Boeing, the world's largest aerospace company. But first, let's catch up on the diaspora news of the week.
US President Joe Biden has issued a certificate of honor in memory of former US Air Force officer Queen Irene Olushombo Cole after her many years of service to the armed forces. Queen was born in Lagos State to a notable family, and she was the first granddaughter of Hezekiah Oladapo Davies, who was a leading lawyer, trade unionist and politician who was appointed a Queen's Counsel in 1959, as well as a Fellow of the Research Center for International Affairs in Harvard. During her life, Queen worked in many sectors, including sports and even real estate. In recognition of the award, Queen's Special Aide in Nigeria, Christian Amarewu, said that this day marked the one-year anniversary of her death, voicing the tremendous loss her friends and family have faced since her passing. He called her a mentor, an advocate to the voiceless, and a great lioness. Abigail Marshall-Katung has been elected as the Lord Mayor of Leeds. Ms. Katung is a governor at Leeds City College, which also congratulated her on her new post. The 48-year-old was born in Nigeria but moved to the UK to study at the University of Leeds. In 2008, she founded the David Oluwale Memorial Association, where she is also co-chair. The mother of two joked that her 19-year-old sons have already started calling her Lord Mother. Taking to the social media platform X, she also said she's looking forward to this new responsibility. Two Nigerians are among 5 African authors who have been shortlisted for the 2024 Dublin Literary Award. The annual event, which was created in 1996, is one of the most significant in the world and is attached to a €100,000 prize. Authors Abubakar Ibrahim and Chidi Ebere's novels, When We Were Fireflies and Now I Am Here, are among 70 books nominated by 80 libraries from 35 countries worldwide. In addition to this, on the judging panel is multi-award-winning British-Nigerian author and journalist Irinashen Okoji, MBE, whose work has been featured in the New York Times, The Observer, The Guardian and The Huffington Post. She is currently a contributing editor for London-based magazine The White Review. The Dublin Literary Prize winner will be announced in May. Tokpe Awotona, the founder and CEO of scheduling software Candly, has been named by Forbes as the richest immigrant and Nigerian living in the United States. The 42-year-old Lagos native created Candly in 2013 over his own frustrations coordinating meetings while working as a salesman for tech firms such as Dell. The longtime entrepreneur has over 18 years of experience working in tech after graduating from the University of Georgia, where he studied Management Information Systems. In 2021, the self-starter secured a substantial $350 million investment, propelling the company's valuation at $3 billion. Now, the owner holds a net worth of an estimated $1.2 billion.
Live from Beverly Hills, California.
Award season has reached its peak with the announcement of this year's highly anticipated Oscar nominations. Among the list of most talked about films include Oppenheimer, Poor Things and Barbie. Most notably, Nigerian-born photographer Misan Harriman's short film The After has also been nominated in the Best Live Action Short Film category this year. The film, which stars David Oyelowo, follows his character Dayo as he confronts a brutal and unexpected loss. Harriman was the first black male photographer to shoot the cover of Vogue in its 104-year history in 2020. The After has already won 2 awards this year, making for an exciting year for Harriman's film debut. The live awards will be held on Sunday, the 10th of March at the Dolby Theatre in Hollywood, Los Angeles. Juliana Olayinka with the Diaspora Network News Wrap in London.
As always, we've also been following the activities of the Nigerians in the Diaspora Commission as they continue to engage citizens living abroad through various programs.
Chairman of Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Mrs. Abike Dabiri-Erewa, hosts Naismith Basketball Memorial Hall of Famer Lisa Leslie and two-time WNBA All-Star Chinyegumike in Abuja. Mrs. Dabiri-Erewa commends the duo for their skill, hard work, and commitment to the advancement of sports. She sees the opportunity to reiterate that sports development in Nigeria will go a long way if its diaspora component is fully harnessed.
As chairman Nigerians in Diaspora, what we do is try to engage with the diaspora all over the world. And we believe that as Africans, wherever you are, you're a black person. As long as you're a black person, if we cannot make Africa the way it should be as a continent, the world will continue to look down on us as black people. So it doesn't matter where you are. Let's do what we can for the beauty and benefit of this continent. So we continue to engage with them. We hope that the NBA through Baby Sola will do a lot more right here in Nigeria. So Chidi, we look forward to you doing a lot more things to encourage younger ones that, you can be better, you can achieve whatever you want to achieve, but they need mentorship of people like you.
Special guest of honor and Minister of Sports Development, Mr. John Eno, commends NIDCOM for its diaspora engagement and gives assurances that the ministry is working on creating a diaspora sports desk as a step in rebranding sports development in Nigeria.
The Ministry of Sports Development is available, is open for business, is open to encourage and to provide the enabling environment for everyone that wants to make a contribution to our sports sector. I mean, we are promoting and trying to package sports as business rather than as merely entertainment or recreation. And in this bid, opening up the sector is going to be key. I mean, speaking with the DG of the Diaspora Commission, at our advice, and I think discussing with my team, it's become also imperative that as a ministry, we would have to set up a diaspora desk that, would also help us a great deal in this push. Therefore, without having to take you for much longer, let me again praise the initiative, praise the effort of the Nigerian Diaspora Commission.
The WNBA legends commend NIDCOM for the warm reception and promise to give back to the country by accentuating basketball development in Nigeria.
We persevere. We love to bring others along with us. We operate in a place of love. And it's not just about us as an individual. We recognize that it's bigger than us, that we represent not just Nigeria, but the continent of Africa. So I want to say thank you to all of the dignitaries who are here. Thank you for having me back home.
Oftentimes, people talk about Nigeria and they talk about the natural resources, but we all understand that the best resource is the people and primarily the youth. 1 in 4 individuals by 2050 will have African heritage, will be African. That is the reason why the NBA, the most prominent league in the world, and the WNBA chose that its first league outside of the U.S. will be on the continent.
Meanwhile, outside the shores of the country, the NIDCOM boss leads a delegation to represent Nigeria at the 14th Global Forum on Migration and Development Summit in Geneva, Switzerland. At the summit, the NIDCOM boss delivers a lead paper on culture and narratives on migration as related to Nigeria.
Let's not bring surface to the issue of managed migration. These people are looking for jobs, and the jobs are there. So why don't you create a legal pathway for them to go there? If they commit a crime like drugs and everything, and they pay for it, but how can we create a legal pathway for regular migration? The media can't set an agenda by telling the true stories the way they are, the positive and the negative. The negative will always be there. If you watch CNN, you never see Africans are extending all over the world. You're going to see Africans in the desert dying, migrating to Europe. That's what you see. But you see the positives of Africans developing the economies of other countries around the world. So, in terms of politics, in the home countries, do the best to make your continent, your country, a better place to live in.
On the sidelines of the forum, Mrs. Dabiri Erewa also pays a visit to the Director General of the World Trade Organization, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. Dr. Iweala commends the NITCOM chairman for her work and describes the diaspora as a veritable pool of resources and enormous talent.
Aerospace engineers are responsible for some of mankind's most incredible achievements, from rockets to airplanes. In our next report, we highlight Nigerians driving groundbreaking technology, propelling humanity above and beyond Earth.
Edo-born Nigerian-American engineer Robert Okoje completed his secondary school at Ibadan Boys High School in Oyo State. He moved to the United States for further studies at the New Jersey Institute of Technology in Newark, where he obtained his bachelor's and master's degree in electrical engineering. He further earned a PhD and joined the Silicon Carbide Research Group at NASA's Glenn Research Center in Cleveland in 1999. He has received several recognitions and accolades, including the 2009 NASA Abe Silverstein Medal for Research and the 2012 Glenn Research Distinguished Publication Award, among many others. In 2020, he was inducted into NASA Inventors Hall of Fame, making him the 35th recipient of the prestigious honor and 4th African inductee. Mechanical engineer Dr. Ibrahim Salau has contributed large-scale programs and projects within the aerospace industry in the areas of structural analysis of mechanical structures and ensuring compliance with industry standards and regulations. He has also worked with management and engineering teams, troubleshooting, resolving complex issues, minimizing downtime and risk. Dr. Salau has worked with Sikorsky Aircraft since 2014 on the manufacturing, design, and analysis of helicopters and received a certificate of appreciation for his contribution, among many other awards. Nigerian-American aeronautics engineer John Dabiri is a Centennial Chair Professor at the California Institute of Technology, with appointments in the Graduate Aerospace Laboratories and Mechanical Engineering. In 2010, he was awarded a MacArthur Fellowship for his theoretical engineering work. He also established the Caltech Field Laboratory for Optimized Wind Energy in 2011. His honors include Young Investigator Award from the Office of Naval Research, a Presidential Early Career Award for scientists and engineers, and several others. These and many more Nigerians are flying the country's flag in the global aviation and aerospace industry.
Our special report for this week takes a look at how many Nigerian engineers in the diaspora are enhancing their skills with international exposure and contributing to the aerospace industry globally.
Enabling flight requires the collaboration of engineering experts across multiple fields. This is because they are responsible for designing key systems built around crucial aerospace engineering concepts. The study of the various concepts determines one's area of specialty, which ranges from design, manufacturing, testing and maintenance of flight-capable machines like aeroplanes, helicopters, and drones. Decade after decade, the industry continues to advance and record countless successes. International exposure has offered numerous opportunities for many Nigerian flight engineers to enhance their skill set and broaden their horizons in the field. Whether piloting biplanes, fighter jets, or spacecraft, Nigerians are lending their craft to the advancement of flight operations. In addition to the limitless opportunities it brings, the industry enhances connectivity between states, regions, and nations, and many Nigerians in the diaspora are contributing to its growth through the roles they play.
And now it's time to meet Seyi Onagoruwa, the Director and Chief Engineer of 737 Propulsion at Boeing Commercial Airplanes. With over 23 years of experience in the industry, he has played a crucial role in the design and production of world-class aerospace products.
Engineer Seyi Onagoruwa hails from Onagoruwa local government area in Ogun State, southwest Nigeria. He holds a bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering and a master's in engineering management from Washington State University. He currently serves as Director and Chief Engineer of the 737 Propulsion Organization. In this role, he is responsible for development of an integrated propulsion system, engine company and suppliers integration, propulsion system technical integrity, product safety, product performance, regulatory compliance, production system and engineering support for customers and the fleet. Prior to this current role, Mr. Onagoruwa served as a senior manager for 747-767 propulsion systems and was responsible for product safety, production system and engineering support for customers and the fleet. Since joining Boeing in 2001, he has led teams supporting development, testing, certification, and sustaining work for the 787, Next Generation 737 KC-46A, P-8A, and the new mid-market airplane programs.
Seyi Onagoruwa, thank you so much for joining us on Diaspora Network.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
You've been at Boeing for nearly 2 decades now, I believe. How would you describe your experience working in the aerospace industry, and what was that journey like actually getting into the sector? Has this been a straightforward journey?
Yes, I've been in the sector for over 2 decades, and I wouldn't say it's been straightforward, but it's been exciting. It's been challenging. It's been fulfilling. My aspiration growing up was to be an engineer. That was just one thing. What type of engineer I was going to be, I wasn't sure at a very early age, but by the time I was out of secondary school, I did know what kind of engineering I wanted to be. I was lucky to going to university and studying mechanical engineering, and then finding myself in the aerospace industry was actually something that was it's been fulfilling.
Yeah, and you mentioned that, you've always wanted to be an engineer from quite young. What sparked that interest for you? What was the inspiration?
Yeah, the inspiration has always been my parents, my dad and my mom. My dad actually was a believer in science and technology, and my mom also. Their belief is that a nation gets developed from its technology and actually its science foundation to some extent. And then also, I was lucky enough after my secondary school days, I started at Christian College, one of the first set of Christian College in there, and went on to Mayflower, and was lucky enough to have met the great late Dr. Shulari. And it was a very big advocate of science and technology. I think his perception was, he had some words about A.G. Wells, that the greatness of a nation is actually not measured by skyscrapers, but the people in it. So my personal journey in terms of going to science was actually my parents and also Dr. Shulari's emphasis on science and technology. And personally also, I've always been one that wanted to understand the curiosity of how things worked. Why does this thing work? And I wanted to. My first interest was one, either be a civil engineer or structural engineer, because of my dad being an architect and being in construction. I was exposed to construction at a very early age, going to the site with him, understanding how things were being built. And then my other interest was in agricultural mechanized engineering. I just really believe that you have to feed the people, and sustainable manufacturing, especially for a large population, has to be at a large scale, and large scale requires some kind of mechanized engineering to it. So my interest was into that, but eventually, it's always about doing something to help the nation, to help people, before I gravitated into mechanical engineering.
And what would you say has been the highlight for you in terms of achievements, looking at your contributions to the sector so far?
I would say, I think, just first and foremost, I think things have been associated with programs that have been associated with the safety records, the continuous safety record in those areas. We all fly, you fly, my kids fly, my wife flies, everybody, my parents fly, and it's personal. You do want that safety. So I think that there's one accomplishment. Well, anytime I'm on an airplane, or I'm at the airport, or I'm traveling, I'm always looking at, hey, I'm contributing to the safety of masses of people all over the world that you're never gonna know or meet. And that what you do daily, what you've done, and what you continue to do, the continuous improvement and safety is really, really powerful. Those are the biggest accomplishment. Then number two is just, you know, um, there's a lot of products I've worked on that makes me so proud. From the 737 NG to the P8 Poseidon airplane to the KC-46, the tanker, to the 787 composite airplane, to the 737 MAX that I'm currently on. Just being in all those areas has been accomplishing to me. Have been great things for me to do. Great accomplishment. It's a team sport. There's no single person that's the best of the expert in aerospace. It's a team sport, and safety is a paramount in all those in what we do.
What about in terms of challenges that you've had to navigate and overcome? How's that been for you?
Yeah, no, challenges. There's one every day. Every time I wake up, every time I go to work, every time I'm talking to my team, we're trying to solve problems, and that's what an engineer does. We address issues and we solve problems. We take down. We have challenges every day, and in terms of challenges, you know, my passion is just or my goal is to never have a safety incident under my watch. So, and every morning, every day, what we do, we are curious. We are trying to make sure that whatever we do, a product that is out there, as the airplanes are flying, when we hear about issues, we quickly get on top of it. So those are the challenges. But in terms of the challenges that we normally have at this point, a lot of it has to do with our supply chain, how we build the airplanes. We've lost a lot of experience in the industry over years. And this is an industry where experience really counts. You can't just bring someone, this is the aerospace industry needs experience because there is a lot of history behind what we do, why we do it, because safety is paramount. It is, we can never sacrifice safety for anything. So we've lost a lot of folks over time, either due to in the industry itself, or people aging and people not coming into engineering or not having enough engineering graduates. So that's will be one of the biggest challenge, and that is a challenge either in the supply chain, our suppliers that make some of our parts, or in our industry, in our final assembly also, or even our engineering environment. We've lost a lot of experience. We call them gray beards, and we just have the difference between the experience and the newer early career engineers. The gap is a lot. So we're trying to do things such as design guides to kind of bridge that gap. I'm on the advisory board of the Washington State University School of Mechanical and Materials Engineering, and I was at the advisory board last week. And some of the things that we're talking about is, how do we get all the newer engineers to quickly assimilate, to get experience of what the industry is expecting of them before they get into the industry in terms of internship and things like that. So there's some of the biggest challenges that we have. It's that knowledge gap and the capacity.
And just on a final note, what advice do you have for other aspiring engineers, those just starting their journey? What kept you going that could also help them in their journey?
Yes. I think from a very early age, my personal perception is that every kid can be an engineer. Every kid can learn. So early childhood education is very, very important. And also understanding, there's many people I've met over the years that, you ask them, what do you want to be? And they tell you, I want to be an engineer, I want to be a medical doctor. But they never get to become a medical doctor or an engineer. And the reasons I've found is that they never understood what it takes to get to be an engineer or to be a medical doctor. what are those classes? What are the challenges that you're gonna go through? So having a parent, having older sisters that were in sciences to explain to you, like, oh wow, this chemistry or calculus class is going to be challenging, and having an elder start to understand it was really helped me to get through. And I think that, having some form of mentoring for some of this early career folks and giving them the solid foundation, and also understanding that it's a sacrifice, that 4 years, that 5 years, that experience, it's sacrifice. No pain, no gain. I work out in the gym. I run every morning, and it's just, I feel good doing it, but it's never easy. Also, every morning I wake up to go to the gym, so it's no pain, no gain, and you just have to sacrifice. You have to be determined, and you have to eyes on the prize. Eyes on the prize. That's my advice to them.
All right, then, Seyi Onagoruwa, it's been a pleasure speaking to you on the program. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
And that's a wrap for this edition of Diaspora Network. Remember, you can watch more amazing and inspiring stories of Nigerians in the diaspora on our YouTube channel and website, channelcv.com. Till next time, I'm Teniola Oyetayo. Bye for now.